Hi friends, Grace Rizza here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Just coming on live today to talk to you about dental logos. And I've spent the last 13 years talking about dental branding and helping dentists build a brand for their practice. So before I get into the branding, I'm going to quickly define what a brand is and why you want to intentionally craft your brand. So in short, your brand is your reputation. This is how people think of you when they encounter your logo, your business name, or even if they just hear friends talking about you. It's that gut feeling you get when you think about a business or you encounter a brand in marketing or in any situation, really. So, in short, it's your reputation. And your branding includes all of the materials that support and reinforce the brand that you're intentionally building. So the first thing I would mention is that whether you've thoughtfully crafted your brand or not, it exists. You cannot go through any sort of situation in business where you don't have a reputation. So whether you've thought about it, you've crafted it, and you can rattle it off the top of your mind, or not, it still exists. So the really cool thing about effective marketing and branding is that you get to influence how people perceive you through the marketing. The most important thing is that you're true to who you are and that the brand represents your unique selling proposition or what truly differentiates you in the marketplace. So once you've defined your unique selling proposition, you've really thought about how you want to be viewed in the marketplace. Now it's time to name your practice, potentially leverage a tagline, and then you'll move into logo development. So here we are at the stage of logo development, and you probably have really big expectations for your brand. You're probably very excited about your new business, especially if this is your first practice and you want it to be great. The first thing I want to make you aware of is that you are likely a perfectionist. This is the tendency of dentists. You're excellent at being detail-oriented, making sure that your clinical work is on point, and the years that you've invested in dental school have resulted in this high need for perfection, and you've been conditioned in a sense to be a perfectionist. And so what I'm going to challenge you to do right now is to throw that all away while you're working on your marketing. And the reason is perfectionism implies that there's a one right way to do things. And when it comes to marketing, it is subjective. When it comes to your brand, there are a lot of fonts and colors and symbols that can properly represent you and that can be very effective for you. So if you're going into this thinking that there's one right way to do it, there's one thing and that's it, you're going to hold yourself back and create a lot of emotional pain for yourself in this process. So first thing is throw out the perfectionism, accept the fact that the logo development process is a process. It's not a right or wrong type thing. So that's number one. Number two, you got to have fair expectations for the design team and the project manager that you're working with. We've studied this. Our designers have studied branding. They know the psychology of a brand. They know the emotion that each color evokes, and they know which fonts are trending. They know what kind of symbols are modern. And this is actually a field of study. So while you were in dental school, while you were the last however many years of your career learning how to treat patients and care for their oral health, we've studied branding. And so there's a lot that goes into this. And just like a patient comes into the practice and says, how can you charge me, $500 for something that took you 15 minutes? And you want to look at them and say, yes, but I've spent the last 20 years getting to the point where it can take me 15 minutes. I want you to know that the same is true in different professions. There's a reason you hired us. There's a reason you're working with us. And if you don't give us an opportunity to guide you and facilitate this process, then you're actually losing out on some of the value that we have to provide to you. So my first point of advice is listen in this meeting and ask why. Learn that there is more than you know that goes into a brand. It is not simply about what you like, what your wife likes, what her parents like, and what your niece who just started her first year in college but is studying marketing, what she likes. That is not what it's all about. It's about aligning your unique selling proposition or that thing that makes you special and different with the graphical, modern pieces of a logo that are going to appeal to your target audience. That's what it's about. And then after that's accomplished, it's a matter of your personal preference. New business owners are terrible at making decisions. I'm allowed to say this because I was once one, been in business for 13 years. And I remember personally agonizing over which logo I was going to pick. And I was the designer of that logo, and I still agonized over it. And it wasn't until my aunt walked past me and said, Grace, they're both great. They're both going to be effective. The time you are spending on this decision, you are never going to get back. Just pick one and move forward. And those words stuck with me for a very, very long time. And also, I want you to know the logo you picked today should not be the logo you retire with, unless you're retiring in 3 years or maybe 5. Logos do need to be updated. They should be updated every 5 to 7 years, or if there are major changes in design trends. If you have a logo that has, I'm not going to date this video. I'm not going to say things right now that won't be applicable in 5 years because I want this video to be evergreen for you. But I will just say, if you have a design taste that's outdated, you're immediately telling the world that you are not modern. So make sure you're listening to our designers, make sure you're listening to our project manager about what is modern, because in dentistry, remember, people are going to categorize you as either antiquated and old or new and modern and high tech. You're going to immediately, based on your logo, based on your website, they're going to put you in one of two of those categories. And if they categorize you as modern, that is a good thing. They're going to assume that you have the technology necessary to keep them comfortable during treatment, and they're going to assume that your accuracy is on point. So they're going to judge your clinical skills based on your logo and your website. Now, I know that's a hard pill to swallow, but it's true. So let our team guide you. Take the time to listen to why we recommend what we recommend, and try to let go just a little bit in this process. There is no one right logo. So once we're going to give you 4 options to choose from. These 4 options should be unique. The color scheme should be different. Unless you've given us a specific color scheme to follow, we're going to show you variety. That's intentional. It's not because we're not listening to you. It's because people make decisions easier when they have something to compare things to. If you only see one logo, you're going to say, well, how can I pick that? It's my only option. So we show you 4. We don't want to show you 50. We don't want to show you 10, not because we're incapable of doing 10 or doing 50, but because that will actually make this process more difficult for you. It will slow it down and it will take away from the experience. So we give you 4. And when we present those 4 to you, we're going to want you to start making decisions fairly early. We're going to want you to tell us which font is your favorite, which color scheme is your favorite, which symbolism is your favorite. And you're going to have to start making decisions on that first call. So it's time to if this is the first business that you've owned, you're going to have to learn to make decisions. Now, like I said, we show you variety. So it is easy for you to go, I like this, I like that, I don't like this, I don't like that. But if you show up to the meeting like this, well, what did I pay for? These look pretty simple to me. We're going to say we know. And honestly, simplicity is important in a logo. So many dentists don't understand branding and they haven't studied it. So they think that the logo needs to be a literal representation of everything they do. They think if I'm focused on implants, I need a tooth with a screw. They think if I'm focused on airway and sleep apnea, I need to see air in my logo. They think I'm a dentist and I treat everyone and I'm welcoming. They want pictures of people all over it. They want to show a tooth so that everyone knows we're a dentist and what dentists do. Do not be literal. with your branding. Look at any high-level brand, any modern brand that is established and taken seriously. And it can be a local business, it can be a franchise business, it can be anything. They are not literal representations. So you look at AT&T, is it a phone? You look at the Nike swoosh, is it a gym shoe or a sneaker, depends on where you're from. When you look at Apple, is it a computer? The brand is the reputation. The reputation is what you contribute to over time with your intentional marketing messages. The logo needs to be three things. It needs to be clean, not literal. It needs to be modern and utilize the modern design trends so that you don't look antiquated, so that you don't look like you're going to cause pain to your patients. All of this happens on a subconscious level and immediately by your patient base. So it truly matters more what the patient perceives your brand as on a subconscious level than if you love it personally. And number three is you want it to be simple. If you are taking this and you are overcomplicating it, trying to communicate everything, you're weaving images behind words and there's all these different layers and colors, it might work, but it also might be very forgettable. The reason for this is psychologically, the more simplistic your logo is, the easier it is to remember. This is why big brands spend $30,000, $50,000, even more on brand development. And the expectation is not that the owner just loves it. The expectation is, how is this going to help us connect with our target audience on a subconscious, psychological level? There is an art and a craft to this, which we have studied and you have not. So I want to let you know, at the end of the day, it's your decision. It is all about what you want and you get to make that final call. But I want you to first drop the perfectionism, leave it for your clinical dentistry. Second, hear us out. Don't send revisions in an email. Get on a call. Use the expertise that we have to provide you, and don't skip over that. And third, don't involve everyone in your life in making this decision. Don't take your 4 logo options, send them to your friends online, send them to every family member, send them to your new team that needs to see you making firm decisions, that needs to see you as a leader. Don't hand all your decisions to other people. Step into that owner role and let your advisors do their job. Let us guide you, but be honest with your feedback. If you don't like something, don't pick it. Don't move forward with it. In the same token, don't assume that the options we gave you are not brilliant because you don't understand the importance of clean, modern, simple. So I hope this video is helpful for you. I'm looking forward to working with you, and I'm looking forward to seeing your brand and the elevation of your reputation through intelligent and intentional marketing. Thank you so much and have a great day.